From what I found out through today in recruiting process, being interviewing for this job, great place, neat place. I think for me personally, it's the next step. I've been a long-time assistant for 18 years, ready for the next progression. Handled obviously a lot of administrative duties in my 18-year career, and most recently here at Bloomsburg. And a great program we have there. I'm in a great place as an assistant coach and offensive coordinator, recruiting coordinator. Heavily involved in obviously fundraising and recruiting. But the next step is the progression of a head football coach. I know a mutual friend of Marty Bell, and that always makes it a plus, always makes it a positive when you know somebody, because at this stage of your career, you want to know where you're going, what you're getting into.
Why do you think it's taken almost 2 decades to have an opportunity like this? Is it just kind of how it's gone, or?
That's how it goes, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a single guy, moved 5 times in 8 years, and then had a chance to settle down and meet a fiance and a wife, and had 2 kids, and I was at University of South Florida, and 1AA transitioning to 1A, and if I probably would have stayed there, I'd be a 1A position coach, coordinator somewhere, I believe. It's just the path you choose, and conducive to family. I got 2 small ones and happily married here, and I think this level, once you go to this level, 1AA Division II, you're kind of amongst your peers, and it's an opportunity to get a D2 head coaching job.
You look, as far as resume-wise, to have a more run-friendly offense, like to run the football. Explain just kind of your theory and your philosophies.
Well, I think at any level you have to run the football. I don't know if anybody knows that Oregon, I think, is second in the country in rushing. Obviously, you've watched Alabama win the high level. Stanford, you wouldn't think Stanford of being this all-powerful school that's just come about, in that conference. But what do? They run the football. I think at the end of the day, if you can run the football and be balanced and do those things, we'll still be multiple. We'll still be one back and run the football, play action, drop back. It leads you to the defensive side, stop the run. Those teams put lip service to it, but Alabama-type teams or Bloomsburg-type teams, defensively looking at our program, we're hold guys under 100 yards, 90 yards a game. That's conducive to what we do on offense. Coach the heck out of special teams, which could be an advantage. We have a great staff, and we do a great job with special teams at Bloomsburg University. I think sometimes, though, that's left, not one of the top 3 things you do in that program, in any program. I think it's hard to coach. Division II, you get a lot of small staffs. You're not always have this, these 10 full-time guys. You're a couple full-time coaches, some GAs, some restricted earnings, some graduate assistants, and bringing all that together, I think, can really create a huge advantage, for the 3-prong. You got to be great on offense, defense, and special teams.
What's made your guys' running attack at Bloomsburg so successful?
Consistency, continuity, recruiting. It's all. We're all as good as the kids we recruit, and we've got a solid O-line for years. What we hang our hat on. You find a great quarterback who mentally can put you in the right play all the time. You can have a quarterback that manages the game, or a quarterback that wins you the game. But the worst case scenario is he's got to manage it, and then you find a legit tailback. We've been blessed. Irv Ziegler in 1997 won the Harlan Hill Trophy. Jamar Brittingham is the all-time leading rusher in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, over 5,000 yards. 2-time finalist for the Harlan Hill. Redshirt freshman Frankie Kouyaté was the all-time leading rusher last year in all of college football, over 2,025 yards. So you find that guy that has it. You piece it together, and then you make it go.
What do you know about the Quincy job? I mean, the Quincy program. How much do you know about what you'd possibly walking into here?
New conference for football, tremendously exciting. You want to play for 2012 GLBC Conference Championship. That's the goal. It's in the Midwest, obviously, Middle Illinois, Central Illinois, and we have to do a great job recruiting our backyard, and that's going to be big. I mean, you got to keep your local kids home. We have to do a great job of attacking the state of Illinois. It's ranked the 18th state by rivals, a Division I site, as you guys may know, out of all the states in the country. And that's pretty good.
8 or 18?
18th. 18th. With over 540 football-playing schools, predominantly a lot of the bigger schools up in the Chicago, Northeast, and Northwest area. At Bloomsburg, we have, Eastern Pennsylvania to recruit with. We are not as funded as most other schools in our conference, so we don't go Western to PA and compete against some of those other schools because we can't financially do it. So we're limited to 3 full-time guys on the road in Eastern Pennsylvania, and recruiting some great character kids and great quality kids, and recruiting kids that want to be a part of a great team chemistry, a great setting, and I think that's been a tale of our tape at Bloomsburg.
Go ahead, Joe.
You want to recruit their own backyard, you know, that might be very helpful in trying to get a breath of fresh air in this community, get excited for QU football again. Anything else you would do to kind of get this area excited again for it?
Well, it's a new buzz. You know, you get a new face, you get a new head football coach in that role. Obviously, I got to work hard to re-recruit the kids we have here because essentially they're the ones going to allow us to win. Get hired, get on the road, and then go recruit and build the next couple classes. I got to get involved in the community. We're going to be big on community service. This is an ample time for us in the winter months, in the spring ball. We can get out in the community and get involved with the American Red Cross, get involved with the elementary schools, reading programs, get involved with the midget organizations of football, because at the end of the day, it's a great game, and it's given me so much in my life. And when these guys graduate, hopefully in a positive experience here as they make their last run as juniors and seniors, with the change, it can be for them. And it's just, being a part, engaging the community, to increase that and that home game attendance. And that comes with winning. We all know that. If you put a good product on the field, you're doing things right by the school and the community, those things will come.
You talked earlier about having limited resources where you're at now. What do you think the resources, as you've been told to during your day and a half here, or however long you've been here, what do you think the resources like here at Quincy, and can, they're making transition from NAI to Division II. Are the resources they have here, are they enough to get it done at the Division II level?
I think so. When you talk about the other schools that are in that football playing conference, in the Great Lakes Valley Conference, they're all comparable. They're all like schools, academically, athletically. They're all kind of in the same boat. You have a chance to look at all their records. You have a chance to, make a run, at that title. Indianapolis is probably the school that is most fully funded. We had a chance to look at them because we had played Ashland in Ohio in that conference, so we had some crossover film, and I have a chance to, look at their program and see where they are. But it's a top to bottom league where you can go in there and win. I think the resources being on campus, the people are exceptional. I don't know if I've gone through any experience where I've met everybody here and thought the support and the structure is here. You just have to realign the direction, of the 120 young men on campus. You meet with President Gervasi and his thoughts, and athletic director Marty Bell and the support staff, admissions, and all the people that need to be a part of the program. I think things are on the up and up, for Quincy University. Obviously the new dorm just built, beautiful, state of the art. The health and fitness center, I challenge you to try to find a better one than that. I mean, that's pretty sharp, pretty nice for, a student population of, 1,250, 1,300 students. For a small school like that, that doesn't really exist across the country. Sure, for a bigger school, 15,000, 17,000, sure, I can see that. So there's a commitment there to the student athletes.
What do you see as what do you see as your biggest challenge coming here?
Well, I think, it's always the present. I have to re-recruit, like I said, the guys here, give them a positive experience, get their confidence up, and let them know that we're going to win with the people in this room when I address, that group. And then obviously the second part is going on the road and recruiting, getting that started. We're getting hired late. Friends and college coaches waiting by the phone for the phone call who I've had on paper that, hey, I'm looking to hire you if I do get the nod to be the head football coach here. It's getting them here. We're right before Christmas. The kids leave for December 15th. Allows us to get on the road and go do that and not worry about our in-house guys because they're gone. And then get back and start one day at a time. You win a national championship at the end of the day because of the 365 days that preceded it. And that's going to be our motto, one day at a time. TCOT, take care of today. We have to be great students in the classroom, up front. Got to get involved in the community. We have to be on time for winter conditioning, weightlifting. So it's coming at a great time to hire. Even though the recruiting part a little late, a little tough, but as far as your current program, you're coming to institute all those things, and that's the time you can really, really get all those things going in the right direction.
How long have you dreamt about being a head coach?
Long time. You don't never know when it comes, but you prepare yourself for it. I think you can tell a little bit about my excitement and enthusiasm. It's that challenge that we all look for. In your profession, you continue to go from assistant to coordinator, to head football coach. I like to run my own program. My 18 years of experience and the things I have, resume, currently speaking with the fundraising, capital campaign. I was alongside of the vice president for advancement at Bloomsburg University, head football coach, prominent alumni. I was a part of getting $1 million donor, who guy I played with. donated $1 million over 20 years. Started a youth camp. I'm involved with a Golden Helmet Alliance that I started to try to get 100 helmet donors at $1,000 apiece. We've raised over $100-some thousand in about a year and a half. So all positive things that I've done. Now I'm ready to do as the head guy, and be able to flourish and try to be
Are
successful.
those things you think need to be done, or would you continue those kind of initiatives if you can?
Yeah, I think you have to. I think the way the economy is today, I think you always have to be on the cutting edge of what you can try to do. And that's, again, putting a good product on the field. It's recruiting locally. Now you're engaged in community, sponsorships and corporate sponsors and those things. And a lot of people want to be a part of something. Football is one of those sports. If it's not very good, then you separate yourself from it. But if it's very good, people want to get involved with it. And that's my job, my responsibility as the CEO, the head football coach, and that part of it, to go out and do those things.
You mentioned a mutual friend, knowing Coach Bell. Where's that relationship stem from?
A young man that I went to school with in the coaching profession.
Mm-hmm.
And
was he here Tuesday?
he was not.
Okay.
Bobby James I did play with.
Yes, Bob
Good
James.
friend
You
of
play
mine.
with Bob James.
I
okay.
played with Bobby, yeah.
Because
Gotcha.
he had
But it's
mentioned
an-
that you guys are friends.
It's another young man
Okay.
that, colleague I should say, that at this point in my life, you got to go where it's conducive.
Mhm.
I'm married, I have a 7-year-old, I have a 5-year-old. Those things are important. To get on that fast track of Division I, or even some big-time 1AA programs, sometimes it's not conducive to your family life. And that's got to be important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And Marty Bell's going to do a great job. He's done a great job here. He's very transparent. He's the guy you want to work for. Not going to micromanage your program, and give you all the ultimate resources you possibly can to succeed. And I think you see that from him. And meeting with the staff here this morning, the athletic staff, a good group of colleagues to work with, and I'm going to rely a lot on them. And that's a big part of it. I have to make sure that we're engaged from A to Z with everybody here, community-wise, school-wise, colleague-wise. I think that's important.